oil in May. So here's the deal. In 2014, oil prices dropped from $114 per barrel to about $27 in 2016, forcing Saudi Arabia and Russia to cooperate in managing the price of oil, creating an informal alliance of OPEC and non-OPEC producers that was called OPEC+. By January 2020, OPEC Plus had cut oil production by 2.1 million barrels per day. On March 5th, to respond to COVID-19's negative impact on oil demand, particularly demand from China, OPEC held a summit in Vienna where they decided to further reduce production by 1.5 million barrels per day throughout the second quarter of this year. Though OPEC also reached out to other members of OPEC Plus to cooperate with the aforementioned resolution, Russia refused to follow suit and ended their unofficial relationship. Following this declaration, oil prices fell by 10% due to there being more supply of oil compared to its demand. On March 8th, an oil price war started between Saudi Arabia and Russia, following Saudi Arabia's declaration of a price discount ranging from $6 to $8 for countries in Europe, Asia, and the US. Recalling Russia's rejection and its effect on the price of oil, with the act of a price war, Saudi Arabia could be able to gain more customers than Russia, simply due to the fact that they are selling oil at a price relatively cheaper than Russia's prices. Simply put, despite the drop in global prices, by selling their oil at a much cheaper price, Saudi Arabia can gain more market share. Thus, Saudi's intention is to find out which country is stronger in terms of facing the losses caused by the price war. On March 10th, Saudi Arabia announced their plans to increase their oil production from 9.7 million barrels per day to 12.3 million. Additionally, Russia too had plans to increase oil production by 300,000 barrels per day. As demand for oil continued to plummet, its prices fell even further. On March 18th, it even managed to reach a 17-year low where Brent was priced at $24.72 a barrel and WTI at $20.48 a barrel. The clear outcome from all of this was a weakened and diminished price for oil throughout March. On April 2nd, US President Donald Trump decided to call Saudi Arabian Crown Prince and de facto ruler Mohammed bin Salman, telling him that he was going to withdraw US military support if OPEC and its allies did not cut oil production. Here's the fun fact though. The United States consumes almost 1/4 of world's oil. No wonder if they fight so hard to gain region with a lot of oil, right? Anyway, so on the next day, Russian President Vladimir Putin directly ordered an OPEC meeting. He said that global production could be cut by 10 million barrels per day. Right after that, oil prices jumped by 25%, which is the biggest one-day gain on record. However, even with a 10 million barrels per day cut, the IEA stated that the global oil stockpile will still increase by 15 million barrels per day. On April 9th, OPEC and Russia agreed to reduce oil production by 10 million barrels per day, whereas the USA expected its production to fall by 2 million barrels per day at the end of the year, and Mexico decided to cut its oil production by 100,000 barrels per day for 2 months, from 1,781 MBD to 1,681 MBD. On April 20th, the price of West Texas Intermediate oil for May delivery, expiring on 21st April, fell into negative territory. for the first time in recorded history due to the depressed demand and insufficient storage capacity. During this pandemic, there's plenty of supply not being used, and so there needs to be a lot of storage capacity. Unfortunately, storage capacity is at a shortage. For example, US crude oil storage has reached 61% of working capacity, up from 60% the previous week. In the Gulf Coast and Midwest, storage capacity utilization rose to 60% and 65% respectively. On April 20, 2020, the scarcity of available crude oil storage at Cushing meant several market participants sold their futures contract at negative prices, in effect paying counterparties to close out of their contracts for them. On May 11, 2020, Saudi Arabia decided to cut more on their production by as much as 1 million barrels per day, starting on the 1st of June. Following Saudi Arabia's announcement, Kuwait and UAE declared that they too will implement additional cuts. Oil is coming off its second straight positive week as investors have observed signs that demand recovery is underway amid ongoing production cuts. WTI jumped 20% last week in one of the best weeks in history, while Brent rose 17%.